Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Winter Baseball Classic. We are moving through round 3, best of 3s, with tiebreakers needed in a couple of those matchups, this being one of them. Today we have Savannah and Vancouver Island playing. Let's take a quick look back now at the other series. Out west, we saw that the number 11 South Carolina team needed to win 3 out of 4, and that's exactly what they did. So South Carolina advances with a 7-7 record. And then in the western region, number 9, number 8, mild surprise in a best of 3. New Orleans wins 2-1. So they have a 6-5 record, and they'll bring that into the next round. And today, here's where we are. Number 12, Vancouver, barely eligible for the remaining 12, with a 3-5 record coming in, against Savannah with a 6-4 record. And Vancouver needs to win 3 out of 4. And Savannah won game 1 in Savannah, which means that right now they are 7-4. These guys are 3-6. Some of these other numbers you're seeing are from last year's template, so that means that the goal for Vancouver is they get this game at home. They got to win this game. Then they have to go back to Savannah, play 2 more games, and win both of those. Savannah wins any game, they'll advance. So today's starting pitchers for Savannah: Jim Merritt, and for Vancouver, Dick Selma. Let's get started here. Steve Hubley leads it off for Savannah. 33, pops out. Gary Sutherland walks. Don Buford left. And Foy, 6'10", off the Selma card. Homer 1-11, double the rest. That's going to be a double. Sutherland is a 12 runner, 13-14. Canigliaro in center with 0 arm, 1-14 to score here. And he rolls a 13 and scores. Got a 1-0 game. Tito Fuentes grounds short. Sandy Alomar against a lefty, leading off. 2-7 is a single. Now he's an ace stealer. Mike Ryan has a -1 arm. This team there hasn't been much base stealing at all in the tournaments. Let's try one at least. He's in there. He steals second base. Terry Harmon, 58. That's going to be a double off Merritt. And we have a tie at 1-1. Billy Canigliaro, 1-3, pops a short. Bill Melton, K's. And Byron Brown, short. Larry Heisel, 2-8, K's. Spencer, 66, rolls it to second base. This is Jerry Adair's, a 3-13, makes the play. And Mike Ryan, 5'10", short X. The shortstop is Harmon. I said he's a 3-28, I believe. 3-26. It's gonna be a 3-26. Makes the play. All right, Ken Harrelson. 52, flies left. Jerry Adair pops the first. And easy Ed Stroud pops the second base. We go to third inning. Ray Euler, 69, triple single off the pitcher's card. Steve Hubley, 38, single 1-8, lines out. Sutherland, 6'10", again off of Selma's card. He hit that Homer 1-11 for another double. Ray Euler could score. 12, no, he'll hold. Second and third for Buford. 44 is a walk. They are loaded for Joe Foy playing back. And Joe Foy, let's take a look at Joe. So he's already in the carryover league as a jack of all trades, gets on base with walks, has some speed, nice card here. His 70 cards in the league. This is a 69 card, which is just what the Kansas City Royals needed, a guy they could just put anywhere they wanted, as they were in their first year of existence. Here, 1-8 against a righty. Homer 1-9, fly ball to left. And Dick Selma's living a charmed life. That's the third home run chance of the game Savannah's missed. Must be a stiff wind today, but it'll be a sac fly. So, with 2 outs, Selma still clinging to life. Tito Fuentes, 6'11", pitcher E15. And he kicked the ball to keep the inning going. He's, boy, challenging it all. Larry Heisel, 54, second X. And Jerry Adair's a 3E13 at second base, and he makes the play, and it's just a 2-1 game for Vancouver. Russ Gibson, 45, right. Sandy Alomar, 1-8. Double 1 of 16's a double. Terry Harmon, 64 Ks, and with 2 outs, Billy Canigliaro, 411, left X. This is Buford in left is the 3, he makes the catch. 2-1 in the 4th. Spencer, 6'10". This time a lefty on that Selma card on that same exact roll for the 3rd time in the game. But for a lefty, it's an automatic home run, and we have a 3-1 game. Mike Ryan, Ks. Euler, 57, single 1 of 6, lines out. Selma's not that bad, actually. He doesn't give a lot of hits. Hubley with 2 outs, 2-9, and a single. Let's take a look at Steve Hubley's card. We've seen it a few times. I'll show it again. We haven't shown many cards in the game. This guy, the Seattle Pilot, he's trying to get into the league as a corner outfielder. You know, if he had power, I would say he's definitely in the league. He's probably has a high chance of getting to the league as a platoon outfielder because he's got decent enough defense, not many errors, a decent arm, the B stealer, and against righties he gets on base, and yeah, that's fine. Should probably get into the summer league. We'll just mark him for that at the moment. Gary Sutherland, 412, rolls to second base. Okay, we got a 3-1 game for the heavily favored Savannah team. It's up to Vancouver to get off the deck, get some runs, and keep the series going if they can. Bill Melton, Sky's a center. Byron Brown, 112 left. And Ken Harrelson, 210 short. Well, they're making Jim Merritt look much better than he is, as Merritt has a 4.37 ERA. Anyway, in the 5th, Buford will lead it off. Ks. Joe Foy, 1-3, pops to second. And Fuente, 64, bounces to third. Melton is decent at third base. He's a 3E24. And it's a ground ball C. Bottom of 5. Adair. I dare you to get a hit. He pops to second. Ed Stroud, 1-8 walks. B Steeler at the bottom of the lineup. Russ Gibson will hit away. 56, short X. Uh-oh. Euler actually can field. It's a 2E27 at short. Ray Euler. 2E27 at short. And that's a double play. Ray Euler, who was a Seattle Pilot. We'll look at that a little closer when he comes up. All right, 3-1. Heisel, 35's a walk. B Steeler. Jim Spencer, 3-6. That is a base hit because you had to hold Heisel on. Runners in the corners for Mike Ryan. Oh, they're already down 2 and they don't score much. They'll bring it up. Mike Ryan, 310. Single to center field. Spencer will hold at second. And we have a 4-1 game. Well, it appears this series is going to be over pretty soon. This is 4-1. That seems to be too much for this Vancouver team. Ray Euler. Just let me, I kind of have to check this out real quick. Oh, so who did he originally play for? Detroit. All right, so he played for Detroit half of the, and I guess he would have gotten a World Series ring possibly for the '68 Tigers. So Seattle took him for his defense, a 2 at short on that expansion team. So the guy only hit above the Mendoza line once in the '67. Okay, now it's kind of making a little bit more sense. So that's why Euler exists. Okay, in any event, in this particular case, it's single 1 to 6 and he lines out. All right, 2-1 for Hubley. 34, short B, and with 2 outs, Sutherland, K. Selma rebounds, he's a starter 7, and then a 4-1 game. All right, Alomar. 58 is a double off the merit card. Harmon, 48, is a single off the merit card to right field. Alomar, great runner. Hubley won a 16-hole run and he'll score. We have a 4-2 game. And suddenly, Billy Canigliero's the tie run. 2-9, short B. Melton, 2-9, third A. Inning double play. Well, it's a 4-2 game. Selma, I know he's been kind of nicked around a little bit, but he's survived to this point. He's a good pitcher. And the bullpen's not much either. So he'll pitch the 7th. Buford, 54, catcher's card. Gibson's a 3. Joe Foy, 34, short. Tito Fuente, 1-4 center. We got a surprisingly good game here. A 4-2 game, 7th inning stretch. We've been listening to the dulcet tones of Lloyd Cole and the Commotions, Rattlesnakes LP from 1981, I think. There you go. Bottom of the 7th. Merritt still in there. We'll watch him carefully. He will not lose. He puts a couple guys on. We'll hook him. We'll have Byron Brown leading off the inning. 5-11 is a walk. The tie run is Karen Harrelson. It's 30 home runs. 3-11, somehow another walk. And that'll do it for Merritt. He leaves after 6. And here comes the Vancouver Parliament here. Bruce Del Canton comes on in the 7th to face Jerry Adair. With 2 on, nobody out. Jerry Adair, 6'11", is pitcher XE17. It's a big play. He's a 2, E17. And that is a 1-6-3 double play. Boy, that's the 3rd consecutive inning with a double play. That's just a killer for a team playing an elimination game. So, you have the runner going to 3rd with 2 outs for Easy Ed Stroud. 69. But he gets the single off the Del Canton card. We have a 4-3 game. And it's Russ Gibson. 65, pops to 3rd. All right, 4-3 game. Vancouver trying to keep it going. Selma, he's still in there. Larry Heisel, 1-7. Triple 1-6 single. That's a base hit. All right, time to hook Mr. Selma. 7 decent innings. Jack DeLauro will come on in. We'll show you his nameless card. His card, I mean, if you get the 69, the modern 69 reissue, you'll find DeLauro's card. But if you get the first edition reissue done in the early 80s, they didn't print that many cards. So that's why you have DeLauro here as in a nameless one. He comes on in the 8th to face Jim Spencer. 56, bounces to short. This is Harmon. There's a 3-26. That's a double play. Big double play. Terry Harmon in the field. Mike Ryan. 6-11. Right X. Byron Brown's a 4E8. And he gets up a double with 2 outs. Here's our boy Euler. Actually has a lot of home runs with the 165 card. 7 home runs and 255 at-bats. This guy was swinging for the fences. Ray Euler, 1-9. Grounds the 3rd. All right. Bottom of the 8th. We got 6 outs to go. We got Alomar, Harmon. We'll let the Canton start against Alomar. 39 is a K. Terry Harmon, 2-8. Grounds a short. Canigliero, 39 is a walk. And Melton could tie it in one swing. Oh, actually, yeah. He could give him the lead in one swing. Bill Melton, the pitch, 69, is a single to right field. 2 on and 2 out for Byron Brown. Del Canton's going to pitch to him because Brown's not much against righties, and Del Canton's good against righties. Byron Brown, the pitch to Byron Brown, 58, skies the center field. 2 good innings for Del Canton. We go to the 9th of a 4-3 game. Hubley, 38, flies to right. Gary Sutherland, 47 is a K. Interestingly, it would have been a walk with the nameless card, but I scratched it out and put a K there because I looked at the statistics and gave him that level of improvement. I mean, you do little things like that, you know, if you have an interest in using the nameless cards in competitive games, as we are doing right now. But normally I don't give it that much attention. They're just placeholders normally. All right, Buford, 3-6 against the lefties, a single. He's only a C stealer though, Buford. And here's Joe Foy again, 57's a K. We will go into the bottom of the ninth. There is a little bit of defense that they can bring in. They can bring John Kennedy to play third base for Mr. Foy. And Fuentes goes DH. All defense, we've got 2s throughout the infield, which is nice. And in the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Ken Harrelson. We're going to go with Hiller or Gladding. Let's see here. Fred Gladding. We'll go with Fred Gladding in the bottom of the ninth as the closer. Can he get 3 outs? It'll be Harrelson, Adair, and Stroud in the bottom of the ninth. All the defense is in. Here we go. Vancouver could be down to their final 3 outs. Ken Harrelson, 67 as a K. Jerry Adair, 2-5 grounds to third. And their season is up to Ed Stroud. 59, Ed Stroud flies to center field, and they go down. Yeah, it's just they're a 12 seed, worst advancing seed, and it showed. They lost 4-3. A tough game. They had a couple opportunities here. Double plays ruined it. They put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men on in the last 4 frames. That's a shame. Vancouver, you are done after just 2 games in this round. So we'll kind of take you through the paces of eliminating them. DeLauro came on in the 8th. Gave up 3 hits and 2 Ks. Selma really wasn't that bad. Of course, missing the home runs was key. If they hit 2 or 3 of those, then this is all over with. 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Gladding does get a save the 9th with a K. Nice 2 innings of relief out of Bruce Del Canton. Getting up 2 hits, 2 walks, and a K. Stranding a bunch of runners. Merritt gets another win in this tournament. He's out pitching his card, which is something to be aware of if you are thinking of adding him in the summer league here. 1019, 0109, 41037, 3644. All right, that's a simple 2-0 sweep for Savannah. 2-0. They win the series. And we know that as a number 5 seed, Savannah will play the number 4 seed in the next round. So we know who they will play. I believe it'll be I think it'll be Tucson. So I believe we have an 8-4 team and a 3-7 team. 2 teams that are 4 games apart. So let's verify that. Yeah, you see Vancouver 3-7. They were very fortunate to even get into this round. 7 losses in the first 2 rounds get you eliminated. But they were 3-5 and lost 2 more times. So they're 3-7. They hit .258 with a .467 ERA, 4 under 500, and it was because Savannah's 4 over 500, 8-4, hitting .295 with a .316 ERA. Here's your spoiler team, Savannah. That's your bandwagon team there. 8-4 and 3-7. The year-to-date stats shake up as 87 games, we're hitting .251 with a .378 ERA. And we can go right to the schedule here, and here we are. And Savannah is 8-4, and Vancouver was 3-7. And I know right now that Savannah, as a 5, advances. Look at right here. So with a record of 8-4. Interestingly enough, this is a best of 5. We can already know how many games are going to need to be played. You have a team 4 games over 500 visiting a team 4 games over 500. So it's a simple best of 5, the round 5-4. Pretty cool. Alright, that's it. We'll follow this up with the Vancouver Elimination video. Okay, it's time to say goodbye to the Parliament of Vancouver, who really had a heck of a travel. I think the commute was too rough on them. Anyway, let's take a look at these guys and see who's coming back. So this is Frank Baker. There's a couple Frank Bakers. This was the outfielder on the Indians, not the infielder for the Yankees and Orioles. And just don't think there's enough here. It's the beginning of something, but you can't field. He's only a C-stealer. 1-14 runner's nice. The batting average is okay. We're looking at like a 265 hitter, 256 hitter. I mean, 256 is, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's really hard to say yes or no a lot of times because the amount of talent in the Summer League is going to go down a little bit, but I don't know how far down it's going to go. This would have been a no-brainer last year. You have to pretty much be almost a 300 hitter to get into the Summer League, or a 280 hitter or something like that, or offer defense or speed or something. Everyday playing ability. But these guys are just on the edges of baseball. Alright, so we have our left-handed hitting catcher with a -1 arm and power, so that's a great start for Edwards. The batting average is not there, of course. He at least is better against righties than lefties. We know he does play for Houston throughout this period. He'll probably get into the league just because, you know, like I said, left-handed hitting catcher with a -1 arm and power. And then you do the same kind of thing for this guy, and he's not going to get into the league probably. Left-handed hitter, defense, a 2E3, 0 arm, no power, but his position is in high demand. He is a 267 hitting out corner, possible center fielder. You got to have more production. You can deal with that at catcher, but not in the outfield. You need more production to play outfield in this. We got to turn these cards over now. All right, Sandy Alomar. I think he's already in the league for the Angels. And if not, he'll get into the league with the Angels if he's not already. Harmon. This is a pretty neat card, actually. I like it because of the walks. And it brings the average up. He actually could even be a full-time player at any of 3 different infield positions you choose. This is a winner right here. I know it doesn't look like much, but when you factor in this flexibility, the fact that the guy walked enough to justify his batting average, what did he hit? 239, and it's like 239 with no power, but the walks help, folks. And even if it's just a platoon or flexibility and defensive replacement, he will be a useful player. And again, it's about, the Summer League only has 20-man rosters. So with only 20-man rosters, every spot is valuable. Alright, this is a nameless card for Billy Canigliaro. We don't evaluate those. Bill Melton's already in the league with the White Sox. Byron Brown in the corner of the outfield. I like the walks. I just don't think that's enough average and power to go with it. And not much defense either. 226 hitter. Probably not, but you never know. Alright, Ken Harrelson's already in the league with Portland. Jerry Adair, he's got power against righties. He's okay. If he had some shortstop ability, it certainly would have helped him. Be hit and runner and power are the things that I see here. I hate that homer 1 and 2 fly ball because you're never going to hit that. 250 in almost a full season. Ed Stroud, we've seen a lot of these outfielders on the 1-2 card with homers and walks here. Johnny Briggs had the same thing. B-stealer with power, some on base. I just don't think it's enough. 252, if he was 272, maybe. Alright, here's a catcher. Who would be your catcher against lefties? That's pretty good hitting right there. A 0 arm, power. And sure, he has a chance to get into a platoon. 251 hitting Russ Gibson. Possibility. Another nameless card we don't consider. DeLauro. Selma's already in the league, but he lost the game you just saw. But it's actually a pretty cool card. You know, 1 of 6 line out. Well, maybe not. He's got a full home run there. 368 ERA, 191 innings. Yeah, that's certainly good enough statistically to get into the league. He's already in the league, though, as a reliever. Now, Dean Chance. This is not a bad card either. Starter 6 with a 297 ERA. And homer 1 of 5 fly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy will probably get into it. Starter 6. I wish he was a starter 7, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. In a league with depleted talent, Dean Chance will probably be in the league. There's a few Dave Roberts kicking around, and I know there's a right-handed hitting and a left-handed pitcher, but there's some other Dave Roberts left-handed pitcher cards out there, so we'll consider that. Gary Nolan, he will get into the season with the Reds. It's a question of just which year. This is a 3.55 ERA one. It could be this one. Then you have Gary Ross. Relief starter. Oh, I hate that triple 118 there. Gives up some big hits, but it's not too bad. 4.34 ERA. I guess because of that triple. And that triple there, and the homer, and the walks. So, yeah, the more you look at it, the less you like it. Bergmeyer's already in the league with a better card, we believe. And finally, this Wickersham card. Now, a righty who gets lefties out is what you can say to this guy. And you're treading really close on that, because when you 18 on an 8, so you're barely qualifying as making a statement that you're a righty who gets lefties out. You just get them out better than you do righties. So, and a relief 3, maybe, but again, it's a case of depleted talent in the league. Most years, this guy would not get in the league. He might get into it this year because of the need of 240 players who normally would be available that aren't. All right, thanks for checking the video out. We'll see you next time.